Thoughts that should not be controversial. I don't like Marvel movies. Oh, it is controversial. Oh no. How do I preface this video without getting any hate? If you like Marvel movies, don't worry, that's your opinion, and I just have mine. I made a video a few days ago saying why I don't like Marvel movies, and I sort of memed it pretty hard, and people got really angry, and I didn't realize people were so passionately defensive about Marvel movies for some reason. And since so many people had so many different thoughts around it, I thought, why don't I just go a little deeper with my point on why I don't like them? Or at least why I don't like them anymore. My first argument was oversaturation. I don't know how anyone can really defend this point, but I'll go through it anyway. We have Iron Man, you have the Hulk, Iron Man again, Thor, Captain America, Avengers, Iron Man again, Thor again, Captain America again, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers again, Ant-Man, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy again, thank God, Spider-Man, Thor again, and Black Panther. Oh, you thought that was it? No, let's not forget about X-Men, Logan, Wolverine, X-Men, Spider-Man, Deadpool, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, and Fantastic Four. I'm definitely wrong for being tired of Marvel movies. I just don't understand how I can... I know it's completely unreasonable to think that way. There's just no way at all to come up with this conclusion. I must just be crazy or something. Now, don't get me wrong. I really liked superhero movies growing up. Spider-Man, for example, I thought was so cool to see a superhero movie that I recognized on the big screen for the very first time. It wasn't something I was familiar with before, and I just thought that concept was really, really cool. But then once you watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you sort of get that they're all the same movie, packaged differently. They all follow the same story and concept at the end of the day. Sure, Deadpool is a very different superhero than Spider-Man, but at the end of the day, all these films can be summarized as superhero has superpowers, supervillain has superpowers, superhero wants peace, supervillain wants destruction. They fight, and superhero wins. Hooray! Please direct me to any one of these 30 movies that doesn't follow this format. You know, at the end of the movie where the villain is fighting the superhero and there's this moment of suspense where you feel like, oh shit, I really want the superhero to win. But then you know, oh, the movie's about to wrap up any minute now because he's about to fight back and the superhero will win and there will be a happy shot where everyone is just happy in the end. At the end. It just removes any form of joy of suspense because they are so painfully predictable. If at least one of these movies went on a different path, at least I would think, okay, maybe this one will be different, but it's all the same every single time. And digging deeper into the meat and the bone of the films, I won't get too much into every single aspect, but one thing that I personally don't enjoy about this Marvel movies specifically is that they rely so heavily on special effects. It just feels too unreal. It just feels too unrealistic. It's like I'm watching an animated film with nothing really artistically interesting or impressive about it. As opposed to Dark Knight, for example, where you watch this scene and you're like, whoa, they actually did flip a giant truck in the middle of New York City. That's really cool. There's something interesting and admirable about that. You have the John Wick films, which I'm not going to show because it will get demonetized, but you see the talent of Keanu Reeves, the actor. You see his movement and you see what he does. He doesn't need 1,000 animators working on every single detail of the shot trying to make the person look cool. It's the actor himself being cool. Shits on Marvel, watches anime. Felix bashes Marvel and superhero movies and praises anime. Shut up, Felix. Movies based on comic books are better than your stupid anime shows. Don't watch superhero films because they're not real, says the anime fan. They're for kids, says the guy who decorates his room with anime garbage. There's just so much wrong with this, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, I don't like anime. I know. Calm down. I love anime. I don't like shonen anime. Shonen anime is what's targeted for teens between 12 and 18. And that's the same thing really with Marvel movies. They're for teenagers. But for some reason, it's still allowed for grown men to enjoy and cry about these films being interesting. It's like watching adults cry about Naruto. Sure, I love Naruto and I love One Piece and I loved Bleach when I was a teenager. But then after going through all of them, you sort of realize, same thing with Marvel films, they're all the same thing, packaged differently. You know what you're going to get. You know what you can expect out of these forms of media. So after a while, it just doesn't become appealing anymore because you've already experienced it. You already know what you're gonna get out of it. But even then, okay, if you're gonna bring up the whole concept of anime, at least you have at least hundreds of thousands of people coming up with hundreds of ideas, and literally only the best ones will truly stick, and you have some really interesting and unique concepts of characters and all these things, instead of just one guy coming up with different iterations of basically the same concept. People worship Stan Lee like he's some sort of godlike creature, and which gives me to my next point, which is the cult surrounding the Marvel movies. It's freaky. It's weird. It's a guy dressed in a suit. You're screaming at a guy dressed in a suit.
But Felix, it's my childhood. I grew up reading comic books.
A lot of people have said this argument to me as well, that they just grew up with comic books and that's why they get so excited about it. But I don't really get that either, to be honest. I practically grew up playing World of Warcraft. I couldn't care less about the Warcraft movie. I loved watching Star Wars movies as a kid, but now I'm just not interested in them anymore. I just don't understand this point. Moving on to my next point, which I brought up in my original video, which is we need to stop fetishizing the idea of idolizing superheroes. I genuinely think it's damaging. And I said this because they're not real, and everyone just completely jumped on me saying,
Well, Felix, anime isn't real, so what's your...
My point wasn't that it wasn't real. My point is that they have superpowers, right? It's not achievable to have superpowers. You're idolizing something that's impossible. You're idolizing a personal trait that just has been given to them most of the times for free. If you want to bring up anime again, then at least Naruto worked hard to get his powers, to become who he is. He didn't just get superpowers by biting off a goddamn spider. Okay, let's drop the whole anime point. My point is that what's so admirable about idolizing a superhero? What is the positive message? The fact that they want to do something good? Is that what's so great about them? That they're just striving to make the world a better place? Oh, whoopity-doo, who does it? What about a superhero movie that tackles the idea of what really is good and what really is evil? Oh wait, they already did that, and it sure as hell wasn't Marvel. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. There are good superhero movies still. I'm not denying that, but Marvel just are so shallow. They all just rely on looking cool and having quirky and dumb jokes everywhere, and never giving you something actually of substance. That's why I get so bored watching them. And don't get me wrong, I'm not even a DC fanboy. Like, I've given up on that as well. Congrats to the entire Black Panther team. Because of you, young people will finally see superheroes that look like them on the big screen. Way to put more emphasis on race than what is necessary at all. That's right, I can't idolize anime figures because I'm not Japanese. That's just impossible. Oh, that's right, I can't idolize Lightning McQueen from Cars 1 and 2 because he's a vehicle of transportation and I'm just a mere mortal human being. Why not teach kids that their own morals and values comes from themselves and not from their skin? Instead of, oh, you look like this person, so you can be like this because you have the same complexion of skin. And even if this idea was so great, why did it take 18 films for Black Panther to come out? Is it because social politics is more popular than ever and it's actually very monetizable? Or is it because they actually want to do something good and positive? I wonder which one. And if it's so admirable, why hasn't there been a female superhero movie yet? Why? I know that's coming out, but it's like, after what, 20 of them? Why hasn't there been a Mexican superhero yet? Why not an Eskimo? Hello, I am an Eskimo. Who am I supposed to idolize here? I am so lost. Last but not least, in Infinity War, apparently a big deal of the movie is that a lot of superheroes die. I'm not going to spoil which ones or anything like that, but let's just entertain the idea that, let's say, Iron Man dies in Infinity War. Do you actually, and people are treating this like this is a really big deal, but do you actually think they're gonna just then stop making Iron Man movies? Do you think that franchise is just somehow completely gone? They're gonna be prequels, they're gonna be different iterations, different actors. They're still making Spider-Man movies. And that's sort of the point. As long as they keep making money, it's not gonna stop. And to me, personally, there's something very unappealing about that. It sort of lacks any form of artistic integrity. Sure, a lot of animes suffer from this as well. They just don't know when to stop. As long as they keep making money, they're gonna keep going. But there's so many other great movies that are completely overshadowed by all these comic book movies that are all, to me, the same thing. If you're a teenager, I couldn't care less if you like these movies. Like, knock yourself out. I enjoy them as a teenager as well. But seeing the cult of frantic, screaming adults crying about these movies still, it's insane to me. I think there's something wrong about our culture. And this is not stopping anytime soon. There's so many movies still coming out, as you can see here. They already announced half of them. Who actually cares about the next Ant-Man? Like, it blows my mind. I don't get it. You'll literally have a new superhero movie out before the next one even comes out on the DVD. How many superhero movies do you need? At the end of the day, I don't care. You're free to like whatever you want. I like, it doesn't bother me if I meet someone that say they like it. I just personally don't agree with it. And here's the reason why I don't like Marvel movies. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a like if you agree with me. Leave 2 likes if you disagree with me. Check out represent.com/Pewdiepie. It's a great way to support the channel. We sold over 10,000 of the merch so far. I am extremely grateful. Thank you to everyone who supported it. It really, it's incredible. I'm very, very proud and very, very thankful. So thank you. Be free and be happy. Do whatever you want. At the end of the day, I don't care. This is just a rant video.